Hey there, is Tabitha Caro, and in this video, you are going to do a digital game template challenge if you so accept the challenge. And basically, what this is you're going to choose a game template, customize it. You're going to send me proof that you customized that game template and made a game. And then you will get a matching clip art set as your prize for completing the challenge. There's no deadline to complete this challenge, but the quicker you do it, the quicker you get your clip art and have a cool game to share with your students and or at your TPT store. So let's go ahead and get started. First of all, you need to choose your free game template. You need to go to bit.ly/free game template. You probably cannot see that link at the bottom right there, or you can get it in the description of this video. You'll sign up here to get that form. Inside that sign up is going to have this form, and you will just let me know, just pick one for now, just pick one game template, and then I will send it back to you within 24 to 48 hours, usually faster, but I don't like to promise it if I don't do it. Now, one thing to keep in mind for the freebie challenge that we're doing right now, you can totally sell your game template, no problem. But if you're going to do more of my game templates for commercial purposes, for your TPT store, there is a digital game templates license that you need to purchase, and I have that in the caption. But for this template, you're free to sell it, do what you want with it. Okay, so let's go and get started. When you get your template, you are going to make a copy of it. By the way, it's Google Slides that we're going to go through with this, but you can totally do it in PowerPoint. I provide a PowerPoint version as well. So this is the awesome 80s game template. If you decide to choose that one, you already know what it looks like, but the other ones, it all is the same. You'll just have to, you'll have a different theme. And we're going to go ahead and put this game, well, right here. I believe I can show you what it looks like in preview mode. So there are 6 different question answer styles, and I'm going to go over those with you really quick. So let me just go ahead and let's get started going over those styles. So you can customize, pick and choose which styles you want. Maybe you want all of them, maybe you don't, but let's get started. So first of all, that first style that you saw it's just a one answer. It's open-ended, that they actually need to type in into the game or on a piece of paper or whiteboard or something like that, and then they check. So it's open-ended. They don't get any multiple choice help or anything like that. And when they click on a clip art, the answer is going to fade in. So each theme comes with about 5 to 10 different options, but you can here duplicate. You can make your whole game be this way. You don't want multiple choice or whatever. You could just make your whole game be this way by, on the sidebar here, clicking on the first of these styles, and then I'm holding down shift and I'm going to click on the last of them so that they're all selected. And then I would just do Command D or right click duplicate till I had enough slides. So if I duplicate that twice, I'm going to have 18 for this game template. That would give me 18 question and answers, and then I could just delete the rest of these slides except for the last slide. Don't delete the congrats slide, which is actually number 57. You always want that to be your very last slide so that they know that they're at the end of the game. And I'll talk about that a lot over and over again, but hopefully you will know that. Okay, so that is the first. We'll call it answer reveal. The second style is oops, congrats with 3 answers. So I use this a lot. So the way that works is, let's get past all of these. Okay, so you will put in correct answer where I have correct, and you'll put in incorrect answers. And so if they click on an incorrect answer, it's going to go to the oops page, which you can customize this and make it more cute. It's pretty plain on this one. And when they go to try again, it'll go back to that slide and they can keep trying until they click on the right one, which is going to have a congrats page that matches the theme of your game. So then they would go to next and so forth. So let's look right here on the edit format of this. So you have, let me make sure I tell you right. Yeah, you have 3 slides that do this. So each question answer in this format is composed of 3 slides. Actually, I hope I'm making sense. And I provided that for you 3 times. So basically 9 slides in all. If you're going to do this format, you don't want to delete the oops or congrats slides that come after, because they are made, they're all connected together. So this format is actually 3 slides for each question. And if you want to just use these slides, then like as I said before, you'll click on the first slide, go down to the last one, which is this last congrats, hold down shift so they're all selected, and then you would just duplicate as many times as you wanted to get the number of slides that you wanted for that. All right, let's go ahead to our next style, which is just animation 3 answers. So the animation is going to be what lets students know whether they're correct or not. So let's see if, okay. So I think this is still, yeah, this is still the oops, correct. All right, so here we go. When they click on the correct answer, there'll be an animation. And this one, it's spin. If they do it incorrect, nothing will happen. Incorrect, nothing will happen. So they just have to keep clicking until they get the right one. So then once they go to the next slide, same thing, same thing. Now they've got the right answer. They go to next, and that's how that works. So let's look here at the left. It is just 1 slide for this question, and you get 3 different options. Once again, you can duplicate, duplicate, duplicate as much as you need. And I'll talk about this in a minute, but you can actually, this format is one of the few formats that you could actually switch and do your own clip art, but just inside right here in this space. Everything else is pretty much flattened where you can't do your own clip art, but I'll talk about that in a minute. All right. Next, let's do the build a picture format. There's 3 answers to choose from. It does follow a correct and oops slide, but only at the end of all of the slides. And the oops slide for this format is actually the very last slide in the whole entire game, all the way right here. So if you're going to do the build a picture slides, you don't want to delete that last slide, which is around number 46 or so. So let me show you how that works. So basically, this is good for rote memorization type questions, where they really need to know all of the answers and get them all correct, because it builds upon each other. So correct, if they get it incorrect, it's going to go to the oops page, and they have to start right back again, building the picture again. So correct, 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 correct. And there we go. That question is done, but it's, more than one question built in there. Let's see if I remember. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 questions are built in, and then you have the congrats page. So if you wanted to do just these, you would need to select all of them, including the congrats page, and you'd want to duplicate and so forth. So if you have any trouble with that one, because I'm thinking you would probably have to duplicate this oops page, now I'm thinking about, just let me know. I believe I have the instructions for that in your download, but if you need help at all, I'm always willing to help. You can send me your edit link and we can make sure everything is linked up correctly, all that good stuff. All right, next format is oops congrats with 4 answers, and this is good if you have long text for your answers, that's like a couple of lines long, but you can always increase the font size and make this big if you don't need such a long space for your text. But anyways, let's see how it works. We will just click on an incorrect answer and you go to an oops page, try again, click on the correct answer, and you get a congrats page. And you just go through that, I believe. All right, so let's look at the template. So it looks like for this, you get 1, 2, 3, 4 different question formats. And like the other oops correct format, each question answer is composed of 3 slides. So just make sure if you're duplicating that you're getting the question slide, the oops slide, and the congrats slide that goes with it, and you're duplicating them all together. So now let's go to the last format, which is another animation, which you could add in your own pictures here if you're comfortable with grouping, ungrouping, linking, unlinking. You could definitely do that here. This has 6 answers and it's self-checking because of the animation. And so let's go ahead and check that out. So incorrect answer, nothing will happen. But then when you click on the correct answer, it should spin for this style. So we'll go ahead, incorrect, incorrect, correct. And I believe this has 6 different slides so that you can, each of the clip art is going to have a chance to be correct. So we'll do that last one. And go to the end, and then this is how they know that they finished the game and they can play again by starting at the beginning. So for that one, it's pretty simple that you can duplicate just an individual slide a bunch of times, or you can duplicate them all. But you do want to make sure probably that you duplicate them all at the same time so that you have a variety of answers that are correct and incorrect. Because if you duplicate just the same one and you don't change up the correct and incorrect answers and so on, then it's going to be like the same correct answer every time. And that, kids will figure that out and so forth. All right, let's continue talking about the end of the game slide. Don't delete it. Make sure that that is the last slide. Well, make sure that the slide before it, that's the last slide that you want to be the last slide, links to it. So yeah, that just means, so this is going to be my last slide in this game that the kids go on. So you just want to make sure that next right here links to next slide and you're good to go. All right. So important. You can delete and add slides as needed. I think I've covered that a lot. Transparent boxes have been added to keep students from going to the next slide. So on some templates, you may see just extra stuff that is linked up. And that is mainly just so that if they tap on that area, it's linked to the slide that it's on. So it's not going to go anywhere if students tap somewhere that is not an answer. I hope that makes sense. Make sure final slide is linked to the ending page. I mentioned that. And let's talk about animations. So if you decide that you want to do your own clip art or something like that, the animations slides are the sunglasses for this one, 17 through 19, around there for most of the slides are going to be animation slides. So if you want to change the animations, or it's just not doing the animation correctly, then all you need to do is click on the slide that should be animating, click on the clip art, that should be animating, and you could replace this with your own clip art right here. But when you do that, usually if you do a replace image, the clip art should keep the animation. But if for some reason it doesn't, or you want to switch up and you want this to be the correct answer, whatever reason, just select the clip art, click animate, and you're going to get some options. It automatically always adds an appear animation, so you want to delete that. And you just want to make sure that whatever animation you pick here, like maybe you want to do zoom out, you just want to make sure that on click is selected so that the animation happens when a student taps and not when, a slide changes or something like that. So we can play that and see what that looks like. So when I click on the sunglasses, it just disappears. So depending on your clip art, there may be a different animation that's cuter and that goes with it better. So we'll stop right there, and I'll just undo and keep spin on click for that animation. The other ones that have animations that you could do and trade out your clip art is the 6 answer one. So these you would need to most likely ungroup. They've probably been grouped together, so you would need to ungroup. Then you would need to replace, add your clip art. And then I would recommend, once you've added your clip art, you need to select both the clip art and the text box, group them again, and look what's going to happen. There are no animations. So whenever you group and ungroup, the animations will go away. So you need to make sure that you group back so you can add an animation. So we'll add spin, which is the last one, on click, and we're good to go. If I'm not making sense, please leave me a comment and let me know. I will definitely answer any questions as much as possible. All right, adding your own clip art is only possible with the animation styles, which is around slides 17 through 19, and then also slide 39 through 44. Those are the ones you're going to be able to do that for if you want to. The rest are pretty much flattened everything just so that your game is not a heavy large file that won't load, especially if you're using Google Slides, which requires internet unless you do a PDF format, which you can on some of this. Object linking, if you're having a problem with some of your objects not linking correctly, then you may need to ungroup first if you don't see a link. So when I click right here, you should usually see a link pop up, correct? Well, in this case, you don't, because when you group things together, Google Slides doesn't show you the link that that's linked to, because you have more than one object grouped together, and so they could have different links. So what you need to do is just ungroup, then click on an individual clip art or text, and you're going to see that this is grouped to link to slide 39. You just edit link right here. If you want to pick a different slide or next slide, you would type in next, or you could do a different number, and that would let you pick the number and apply, and then it will be good. But just make sure, for example, if I do slide 9 here and slide 39 here, and I group, I don't even know what would happen with that. Probably just if they touch on the shoe, it would go one place. If they touch on the answer text, it will go somewhere else. Just make sure they're both grouped to the same thing. You don't technically have to group them together again, but I do just so that, it's all together. All right, so I will just right click and group that. So that's how you link. So for anything you want to change, so maybe here you want this to be the correct answer, then you would actually want to see, okay, the correct answer here is going to 16. So I want to make sure that this one right here goes to 16. So I would click here, type in 16, then I go to this one, click here, and just type next slide. And then that way, this now could be a correct answer, and this would be an incorrect answer. All right, let's share the game. So depending on whether you're doing Google Slides or PowerPoint, will depend on how you share the game with your students and at your TPT store. So for Google Slides, you just have to basically create a share link that is basically putting the game in presentation mode like PowerPoint, but you can share it just with that link, and you're good to go. So there's 2 steps for this. You have to change the privacy settings to anyone can view, and you have to tweak the URL just a little bit right here. So let me show you what that means. Step 1, if this has a lock on it, you definitely need to fix this because it's not going to be accessible to anybody. So you're going to go to share, change restricted to anyone with the link, viewer. Don't change it to editor, change it to viewer, or kids could get into your game and edit it. So we will click done, click out of there, and then we've got to tweak the URL. So the tweak is all of this in blue, edit and beyond, needs to be replaced with this phrase, preview question mark RM equals minimal. So I'm going to go right here, and you have to make sure this is letter for letter correct. It's going to be preview question mark RM equals minimal. All right, so then when I press enter, it should put my game into presentation mode. And then this is the link right here that I could copy, paste, and send to students, or link up in a PDF for buyers. All right. If you want something that's user-friendly for your students, for the game to remember, if you share the game, you might want to use a URL shortener. I wouldn't recommend this if you're going to sell, because that's going to make your game easy to pass along, just by word of mouth. So all you need to do is go to tinyurl.com, enter your long link, which that is not it. Let's make sure I've copied. All right. And then I would do game 345. Let's just see if I can get that one. Nope. All right, 3455. All right, that one was available. And now I could just say, okay, go to tinyurl.com/game3455. Copy it, create a QR code, all that good stuff to share that game. Now, there's a Google Classroom glitch. If you use Google Classroom, you do not want to share the link as a link file, because for whatever reason, it will open it up like in preview mode and not in presentation mode. So let's say I'm going to do assignment. All I need to do is put the URL here in the instructions and not like right here, or it will mess up. So we'll assign, and then when we go to here, we click instructions and you click on it, it works fine. But if you put as a link, the last time I tried this, it messes up and shows it in preview mode and not presentation mode. All right, PowerPoint. So if you're just doing PowerPoint, then all you would do is, I'm actually just going to tell you this. You probably already know this, but you just want to go to File, Save As, and change the file format to PowerPoint Show or .ppsx and click Save. What that will do is give you a format that when it's clicked on to open, will automatically open in presentation mode and not in edit or preview mode or anything like that. So that's definitely what I recommend for if you're going to share PowerPoint. Now, if you want to sell the game, I definitely recommend you want to provide it in Google Slides format, PowerPoint format, and you want an easy way to do that. So I actually have a tutorial right here. I'm linking it in this video. Go ahead and click on it, or in the description of this video. That's going to give you a free PDF document. That's my recommendation, is to just get links for all your formats of your game and just link them to buttons in a PDF. And that way you're hosting these files in your Drive folder and not the storefront, whether it's TPT or somewhere else. But I kind of prefer that, so you're not depending on any other platform to have your game. You have your game and you're providing it through share links. So definitely watch that video if you want to post this with really quickly and easily with a freebie that I have for you there. All right, so what are you waiting for? Complete the challenge. Send it to me so that I can reply. Email's the best just because I want to send you the clipart link that you won. But however works, Facebook, Instagram at Flapjack Education. Let me see that game, and then I will send you the matching clip art for the game template that you chose. So do you have questions? If yes, please let me know in the comments or email, Instagram, Facebook, all that good stuff. I'd be happy to answer. I was probably confusing a bit, but it was a lot in one video. So go ahead and get started. Let me know how I can help you. And I hope you enjoy this digital game template challenge and find it super helpful in making your own self-checking game for your students and or TPT store.